fellas, ladies and fellas. Good, how are you? What y'all got for me today?
A little different offense than you're used to seeing from an NFL team. Just what's it look like when you see the Cardinals?
A lot different. Just a read zone, RPO, get the quarterback out of the pocket, push the ball downfield if you can, get the ball out of his hand quick. Not necessarily direct runs at you like they used to. No Larry Fitzgerald in the box trying to dig out linebackers as much. So it should be fun.
Do you play against some teams that did this in college at all, or?
Yeah, but it was a while ago. It's 2011. So got to bring back that knowledge, I guess. It's back there somewhere.
What's the difference in how they're using David Johnson now compared to in the past?
The past, they ran a lot more crunch. They ran a lot more puller type schemes. They had a little misdirections, but a lot of the runs were downhill. I feel like a lot of his runs are out of the read zone and maybe some stretch with pullers, but it's not as much direct in your face as it was before.
Bobby, I know you guys always worry about yourself and your own preparation, but has preparing for these teams early this season been different than years past because you had the unknown with the new head coach in Cincinnati, and then you had a backup quarterback last week, and then this week it's a brand new air raid type offense?
Yeah, it's been a little different because first time you didn't really have no film. You had to kind of figure out what offense they were going to run, but they showed pretty much a lot of their stuff in the preseason, but they didn't show as much. Last game they kind of mentioned they were going to play with two quarterbacks, but we kind of knew who the quarterback was going to be. You signed that guy back for a reason, but we felt like maybe they sprinkled a little bit more of the, another quarterback in, but they only ran it maybe like one or two times, I think. And this week you have a rookie quarterback, and so you're playing a lot like a college-style offense, read zone, tempo, try to get you tired, catch you off guard, run a lot of plays, and it's the NFL. It's a challenge. Everything's a challenge. Every week is a challenge, and are you up to the challenge or not? And I feel like we're up for it.
What's the key to affecting a quarterback who's getting it out quickly? You've seen that a few times.
Well, you try to push the pocket as much as you can and get your hands up because a lot of times it's hard to really get a good rush when you're getting out quick. But if you can get them into those third downs and things of that nature, as you've seen, if you guys watch the film, they've gotten a lot of sacks on rushing him and kind of making him. If he doesn't have that first look right away, he has to hold on the ball a little bit. So you try to make him hold on the ball, and he's really fast, and we're fast too. So we try to chase him down.
Given that they gave up 8 sacks last week, do you see this as a great opportunity to get your pass rush going with it?
I think it's a really good opportunity. I think a lot of the teams rushed him a lot, but a lot of it too was him escaping, trying to make plays, and they were able to get him. So we have to be conscious of that, conscious of him trying to escape the pocket, him trying to extend the plays. He's a young quarterback, so he's not as excelled as of yet, but he has the potential to extend the play and really be good at it. So we have to make sure we're conscious of that.
Have you ever thought about how ridiculous it is, all the things that have happened to you guys down there in that stadium?
How ridiculous what is?
Just all that's happened in the games, Super Bowl, injuries, overtime ties, the weird things that have happened in Arizona.
Nah, past is the past, man. You gotta live. You gotta be where your feet at. You gotta be present. You gotta be in the moment. You don't really. A lot of those things that you're talking about is negative things, and you don't really want to relive negative things. You learn from them, move on, try to learn something positive from it, and I feel like people need to be more present. I think that's the problem. We always living in the past, and so the unfortunate past happened. We experienced it in the past. We learned from it, and we moved on. This is 2019. This is our first time going to Arizona, and so that's how I treat it.
How surprised were you with the tackling problems you had against the Saints?
You know, a team that prides themselves on being good tacklers. It was very surprising, and it was a wake-up call. You know, letting you know that if you didn't come out and be prepared, you know, you can have a performance like that. So you don't want to have a performance like that, you know, wake you up. But you know, you either learn from it or happen again. I feel like we'll learn from it.
Was footing any more of an issue in that game than it's been in the past at all, or?
I don't think, not too much. I mean, it was a little slippery out there, but, you know, we're professionals and we got to figure it out. So, you know, I don't want to make no excuses. We had same cleats on, same legs as they did, so.
Was Kamara a much tougher tackle than other running backs? Or?
He was, you know, when you sit there and you watch, you know, and watch and hear people talk about his balance. He has really, really good balance. And, you know, he is one of the tougher guys to tackle. You know, I got a lot of respect for him.
Bobby, do you address that as a captain verbally, or is it something you go to the practice field and go back to the fundamentals? How do you sort of fix those issues?
A little bit of both. You express it verbally. You go back to the basics. You try to raise awareness of it to the guys. And it's really important to push that message and let people know that, you know, if no matter who you're playing, if you don't come out and play your best ball, it don't matter what their record is, it don't matter what their team look like, you can get beat. And, you know, I feel like every year at some point you have to learn that lesson. And, you know, I feel like luckily we learned it early than later.
Did they have Luke Wilson back in the building?
Kind of, man. I don't know. It's, you know, we got to check him, man. We don't know if he's still going to be mic'd up for Hard Knocks or something. So, but no, it's good to have him back. He's a great guy to be around. Brings a lot of energy to practice, and you know, we'll make sure he doesn't catch a ball on us at practice.
Do you want Techno Thursday to come back too?
I do not. That, like we were talking about, let that stay in the past. Let's be present.
Team vote on that before you go in the locker room?
Not really. If you you know, if you just hear any type of techno music, somebody can sneak away and turn it off. You know, so we'll designate a rookie to go turn the music off if it gets serious.
This will be your guys' second game this season as a first-year head coach. It's someone who's played for one coach your entire career. What does that continuity do for you guys when it's kind of the same every year?
It just, you know, creates a routine, creates something that you can look forward to, something you can get, you know, you know a person, you know how that person thinks, you know what to expect, you have chemistry. There's just a lot when you're around a person. You get to know a person through ups, downs, goods, bads. When you have like a new coach, you know, they don't know that. And so you're in that learning process and you have to learn, and you know, it's a lot of growing pains and things with that. But, you know, I feel like we've been through a lot here. So I think we passed a lot of those growing pains.
What have you seen from Mike Kendricks that is playing? He seems like he's playing a lot more. You know, you guys are not using nickel as much, but using him on the field. What have you seen from him in the first 3 games?
Yeah, you know, we're running, you know, a lot of base, and so I feel like it's allowing us to have, you know, more linebackers on the field, and I feel like he's, you know, he's still trying to, you know, learn to an extent, and so we're doing our best to help him. But he's out there, you know, running around, making plays, reading fast. You know, it's the beginning of the season. You know, a lot of times, you know, you got to get the feel for the game and get out there, and I feel like that's what it is. He's, you know, I expect a lot of great things from him this year.
Do you think that KJ's having about as good a start to the season as you can remember, just the way that he's played through 3 games, particularly last Sunday?
I would say yes for you guys probably, because I felt in the past, trying not to live in the past, but in the past, I felt like he's had remarkable starts to his career and had amazing games, but because of the guys that we had around us at the time, like, people sometimes missed it. So he can have a really good game, but then Sherm or Cam or anybody would have 3 sacks or 2 picks, and you wouldn't notice it. And so I feel like a lot of guys, because of we're playing so much linebacker, You know, so many linebackers on the field, you're watching it, and you know, I feel like you're finally seeing how great of a player he is, how great of a, you know, how fast he reads, how smart he is, how much he's able to affect the game, able to make big plays. And so for me, you know, I've seen him make those plays 1,000 times, but I feel like, you know, it's time for him to get the respect that he deserves.
So it's like when his 13 tackles are overshadowed by your 18 tackles last week?
I mean, I got to play too, so. But, you know, we complement each other. We play well. So, you know, there's been games where he's had, you know, 15, I had 11. And so, you know, it's a competition out there trying to see who can get to the ball the fastest. And, you know, he's a great player and has been for a very long time.
Bobby, will you be upset this week with them spreading you out that linebackers aren't on the field as much as they should be, maybe?
Nah, we win the game. It's okay. We're all good. You know, as long as we get the W in that column, we'll be fine.
Can your base defense play against the air raid?
I think we can play against anything if you put your mind to it. So I think no matter who we have on the field, base, nickel, whatever you want, we'll be good.
Is the short passing game the most annoying style that you guys face?
Not really, because I mean the ball just gets like put in front of you. You get to try to hit it as hard as you can all game. So at some point, you know, I feel like our style of defense, like you can't really, you know, it's gonna be a long game, you know, because you have to try to throw it downfield at some point. You can't just, you know, I think those styles of offenses, they, you know, like to throw it in front of you, and they're just waiting for you to make a mistake and waiting for you to misread or do something for them to capitalize on. So, you know, it really tests your discipline. It's really a challenge. It's not really boring though, because if it, you know, they just throw the ball in front of you and then you try to hit as much as you can. It's really just like the bags out in practice, and it's pretty fun. You should try it.
Anything else? Thanks, Bobby.
Good. Appreciate it, guys and gals.